The Wrangler's a box. Should've bought a Bronco. It's not reliable. Probably sucks. Biggest mistake you ever made. You spent way too much money on it. Those are the comments that a lot of people felt when I first bought this Jeep. But let me start off the video by saying this. I chose to buy it. I'm still liking it. It's still growing on. After 3 months of ownership, I have learned a few dislikes about the Jeep Wrangler. Now, keep in mind before I give you the 5 dislikes or the design flaws, I should say, I was aware of some of these issues before I bought it, but my liking of the Jeep overgrew it. So let's just jump to the video and go from there because I don't want to waste you guys' time. So let's start off the video by one of my first dislikes, and I want to say it's the corrosion issue that the Jeep Wranglers have. The corrosion happens with these door hinges, and the whole reason why corrosion starts with these door hinges is because from the factory they wasn't properly primed or painted, I should say. So on the inside of these door hinges, if I was to take them out, take these off, it's pretty much metal to metal, so that develops corrosion. And also because these hinges are poked out of the outside of the Jeep Wrangler, it leaves them exposed to paint chips. And over time, if you don't fix this issue, I should say, or if you don't have paint protection film, it won't be long before corrosion starts to develop on these Jeep Wranglers. Now, Jeep Wrangler is the only SUV that I know of in the world that had their door hinges on the outside of the vehicle. And that's what kind of makes it unique, because the Wrangler is the only type of SUV that does that. However, if you do have a 5-year corrosion warranty on your Wrangler, you can get that corrected at a body shop. Also, was complaints of corrosion getting onto the hood. A lot of customers mention that as well. My second thing on the list, and this is more so another design flaw, but the windshield is really easy to crack. Now, this windshield was replaced from the dealership before I bought this vehicle, so this windshield has been cracked before. Also, if you in the market for a used Wrangler, you can tell if the windshield has been replaced because you'll have this aftermarket number right here. So usually it's a Jeep Wrangler up here, but just keep in mind, if you're in the market for a Jeep Wrangler, you look at the windshield, you don't have a little Jeep symbol right here. The windshield has been replaced, and that this is an aftermarket windshield. So this windshield was broken before, I want to say, by a pregnant bug, and it put a little small chip in the windshield, but thankfully the dealership replaced it before we bought it. But also, you can get a windshield film to put on top of the windshield to prevent that from happening. A third dislike, and this is more so what I heard from other passengers, but in the rear, we're gonna go ahead and walk in. The rear seat belt is not adjustable whatsoever. It's just in a fixed location, so occupants in the rear cannot adjust it. So depending on how tall you are or your size, it was complaints that this rear seat belt does come across the neck of some rear occupants, and because this seat belt is not adjustable, it's pretty much, oh, this is what you have to deal with and stuff like that. But as you can see, if a dog was average size, this would go across their neck depending on how tall or how wide they are. The fourth thing I dislike, first off, I want to say I love the way this trunk opens up, and this lift gate, you can open it up, and if you want to get someone out, you can lift this up. But one thing I noticed, and I noticed this on the day that it was raining hard, so I had this open, and I opened up the lift gate, and what I noticed, if this is wet, all that water, it launches out on me. And that's what happened to me. As it was raining hard, the water was just launching off on me because you have that gap. I kind of wish they would have came up with a design like they did this railing here to divert the water to where it wouldn't get on you or get on the items that you're pulling out. things of that. My last complaint, or I should say dislike, is the price of Jeep Wrangler JL. And this is more so how I feel about the price. I feel like a lot of Jeep Wranglers are ridiculously overpriced. Now, of course, that didn't stop me from wanting to buy one. I know that the Broncos are a lot more than Jeep Wrangler as far as price and getting one brand new. But the average price for a Jeep Wrangler brand new, even for the base model, you're looking at spending 50 grand to $60,000 starting up in 2024, which made me ended up buying a used one. But even a used Jeep Wrangler JL is expensive because they do hold their value, which is a good thing. I still like the Jeep Wrangler. I think it's a great vehicle, and I'm going to continue to drive it as much as possible. Maybe get 500,000 miles out of it. Just wishful thinking. So that'll end this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. You're new to the channel. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.